What's shaking, my friends? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shay, and today is the start of another vlog. It is the start of another vlog. It is Saturday night. It is May the 6th, I believe. And if you don't know what I'm doing this month, I am picking books out of this backless pouch I have right here, and we're reading them. And if you would like to see how week 1 went, check out my vlog that I posted last, and you'll see how it goes. So I'm going to continue the bag of picks. But I also this week would like to get to one of these books that I want to read, which is Jade City Morningstar. And I can't remember what the second book in the Night Angel trilogy is, but one of those. Well, we're going to start off this reading vlog with a pouch. And I have no idea what's in here. It's been a long time. I took these books all out of like books that I have some sort of interest in. So this is big. And let's just choose. Picked one. I don't know what this is. Okay, so this is Juniper and Thorn by Ava Reid, I believe. It is a standalone fantasy. I'm getting a lot of standalones and I'm loving it. Like, but why am I getting all of the standalones? I don't know what this book is about. I've heard that it's very like dark, very like grim dark. And so it may bother you. We'll see if it bothers me. And I'll let you know what this one is about when I get into it. Okay, so it's Sunday, and I'm 50% into Juniper and Thorn. I had to make myself stop to update this vlog. Like, I'm loving it. We are following this. Our main character is one of 3 witch sisters, and her father is a wizard, and it is very dark. I originally thought when I was going into this, that this was like an adult fantasy dark thing with trigger warnings, but it's actually an adult fantasy horror with a splash of romance. I'm 50% in, so I don't know how this is going to go. But we're following our main character. She has 2 other sisters. They are witches. Her father is a wizard, a very powerful wizard, and he is very abusive. So there is some trigger warnings for abuse in here. He obviously is abusive, and they are trapped in this magical house, and he does not allow them to go anywhere. And of course, you know, as all women do, they're going to sneak out of the house, and that's where she meets a boy and she sneaks back in, and there's other things going on here, but it's basically just really exploration of that dynamic of abuse, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the characters. I love the characters. I want to beat this father upside the head, and I'm getting to some really good parts, so I'm very looking forward to it. But there are trigger warnings for sure on this book, so you may want to look those up before you go and read it. It's very dark, but it's not bothering me per se, so I'm enjoying it. I will update you guys when I finish. Okay, so I finished Juniper and Thorn by Ava Reid. 5 stars. Loved it. Like, that's the kind of horror that I really love, and I can't talk about it very much because it is a horror, so there's a mystery element to it, of course, and I just really loved it. I loved the writing. I loved the plot. I loved the mystery to it. I loved everything about it. There are a lot of trigger warnings in this book, so be mindful. If you're gonna go into this book, look at trigger warnings. 100%. Lots of different trigger warnings for sexual assault, abuse, lots of it. So, loved it. 100%. One of my favorite books that I have read this year. And since I read that book so fast, I'm gonna draw another book out of my pouch before I get to one of the books that I want to read this month. Okay, so I have pouch. I am excited that I found a 5-star read because I really don't know when I would have gotten to Juniper and Thorn. It's still full. It just goes to show you, if you're not super excited to read something, you may end up loving it. So let's see what this is. This is The Winter King by Bernard Cornwell, I believe. Okay, so this is something that I've been wanting to read for quite some time. It is a series, but I've heard nothing but great things about this, and so I'm super excited. Okay, so it's now Tuesday, and I haven't updated in quite a minute because I have things to say, but I've been so busy I haven't had a chance to read it very much. But I am 25% into The Winter King, and let me just tell you, number one, the writing is superb. I'm about to start part 2. So that's exciting. I'm originally reading this. I'm doing the audio and the ebook, doing that together, and I'm really liking it. So I haven't read that many King Arthur retellings. I've heard this is the one that is the most accurate, but time will tell. We'll have to see. But I am liking it. I'm liking the characters that Bernard Cornwell just seems to me like he just has a very specific, great way of making, characters. And so basically in the first part of the book, we're just kind of learning who Arthur is, who Merlin is, how everything came to be, and I'm enjoying it. I am definitely enjoying this book, which is not a book that I would think that I would overly enjoy, but I'm enjoying now. And I'm about to start part 2. And I can't really say much because I feel like every time I do a vlog, like when I talk about books, I'm gonna say something spoilery, and I don't want to say something spoilery, so I'm gonna stop. But this, of course, is a King Arthur retelling, and I will have to update you guys when I get further on into the book, because we have gotten snippets in the story about what things Arthur has done in the past, but we're just now getting to the point where Arthur himself is going to enter the story. So I'll have to tell you a little bit more about it when I get there. But I'm really liking the characters. I'm really finding myself attached to them. Like, really great characterization. Really great world building, to be quite honest. So I am excited to get more into the story. Alright, long time no see. Not for you guys, but for me. So I can't even remember the last time I checked in. I do know that I was like 25% into the Winter King when I last checked in, and I don't know what day that was. I'm assuming earlier in the week because I did not read that much this week, and I had to then read everything that I wanted to on the weekend. So right now it is Sunday. It is Mother's Day. I was hoping to wrap this vlog up today. I don't know if that's going to happen. I wanted to at least finish something. I'm hoping that today I will finish the Winter King. So I am 75% into the Winter King, hoping to finish it tonight. My thoughts on this are, for the first 50%, I was kind of not wanting to pick the book up, and mostly that's because it was a lot of world building, a lot of this, a lot of that, and I just, like, sometimes my head has to be in, like, the right space, especially for, like, a historical, let's learn everything, and lots of characters and that kind of thing. So I wasn't invested until the 50% mark hit, and the 50% mark hit, and I'm like really invested now. I'm enjoying the characters. I'm enjoying Cornwell's writing. I think he is doing a spectacular job in that sense, and now I'm enjoying the story as well. I'm enjoying all of it, and I'm not one that really knows a lot about Arthur and his legend in the history, but I'm hearing that this is a pretty accurate portrayal. I'm not quite sure. I cannot say, but I'm enjoying my time with that, and I'm hoping to finish tonight, and if I do, I will check in. But I also did go ahead and pick up Morningstar by Pierce Brown, and I'm doing my reread. And majority of the reason why I picked up Morningstar was because I had a lot of cleaning to do, and I needed something to listen to in my ears. And New Fantasy Worlds, I don't know, but this is a reread, so I could just listen to the audiobook, which is what I have been doing. And I am 60% into Morningstar. So I'm hoping to finish both of these within the next couple of days. I'm enjoying my reread of Morningstar. This is my favorite book in the series, including 4 and 5. It's my favorite book of the trilogy, but so far my favorite book in the series as well. So I'm glad that I have continued on with that this month, and looking forward to finishing this as well in the next couple of days. And then who knows from there? I don't know. But I'm hoping to finish the Winter King tonight. If I do, I will check back in with you guys and let you know what I thought of the book. Okay, so it's Tuesday, and it has taken me entirely way too long to finish these last 2 books, and there's probably some reasons behind it. I don't know why in May I thought that, hey, the kids are going to get out of school and they're going to have all these activities and I'm going to read so much. It's not happening. It's not happening at all in the month of May. But I did finish The Winter King by Bernard Cornwell today, and overall I'm going to go ahead and give it 3 stars. I enjoyed it. I think that Cornwell did a great job with characters. My problem is that I didn't care for enough of the characters. He didn't bring me in with enough of them. Like, I liked one or two, and then the rest, like, whatever. I also thought, again, that it was very slow, the first 50%. Then we got to the latter part of the 50%, and I cared more than I did the first half, and it should have drawn me in a lot sooner for it to get any higher of a ranking for me. This is a King Arthur retelling. You can tell that the author really did some heavy research on it and was very knowledgeable on Arthur. And just, of course, he's putting his own spin on it because nobody knows what, really went down back in the day, or if truly Arthur even existed, as he says in his author's note, which was interesting when I read it. But I couldn't get as invested in the characters. I don't know what's going to happen in book 2. In book 1, well, I think in the whole series, but it's not told from King Arthur's perspective. It's told from one of his friends and his mentees' perspective, and that's going to be Derfel, is the main character. And so a lot of the stuff that happens with Arthur in this first book is off page because Derfel is not always with Arthur. So in actuality, I think more story is told without Arthur in it than with Arthur in it. So you get that kind of disconnect, and so a lot of the battle scenes, a lot of things that were, I think, integral to the story was not told on page because we are with Derfel and not with Arthur, or where we should be. So that's just my take on it. I know that people love this series and no qualms about this. I also understand why I'm kind of nervous to read the Saxon Tales now because, The Last Kingdom is my favorite TV show of all time. And to put that in book form and to read that in book form is going to be very disheartening if I don't love it. I think that a lot of times these historical setting stories are just told better in film. And so I'm still going to read the Saxon Tales, and I'm still going to continue on with this series by reading book 2 at some point. But it's not going to be any time in the immediate future. I also finished today my reread of Morning Star, and upon first reread I gave it 5 stars. The problem is when I reread books, and the reason why I don't reread often is because I often give them lower stars than the first read. And I'm just gonna say honestly, I'm keeping this at 5 stars. I did enjoy my time with this less because I did a lot of this book solely on audio. So when I first read this book, I read it with my eyes and I just enjoyed it a lot more. And I think when you don't know what twists and turns are coming and you get really shocked, you enjoy it more than, oh, I knew what was coming, so that kind of thing. I still overall enjoyed this story. I still think this is my favorite book in the series, and I'm looking forward to continuing my reread by reading Iron Gold sometime in the near future so I can read Iron Gold and Dark Age before Lightbringer comes out. I'm thinking of reading Iron Gold next month, Dark Age in July, and then Lightbringer in August. But I have completed Morning Star, and I still think it's a superb book. I still really enjoy. Sevro, hello, was just fantastic in this series, and he is my favorite little character, as well as I think everybody else's favorite character. So I'm gonna end this vlog here because this vlog has gone on for far too long, and then I'm not sure what I'm gonna read next, but we will see in the next vlog.